Tomorrow, the Texas House, is going to consider 3 bills aimed at increasing security at the southern border. Our political reporter Jack Fink is here now with what lawmakers are considering and the cost to taxpayers. Jack.
Karen, Governor Greg Abbott and other Texas leaders have said state taxpayers have spent about $10 billion so far in an effort to secure the southern border, and lawmakers are now considering adding to that. Opponents say the state is wasting money, while supporters say illegal immigration would be worse if the state didn't take action.
The Biden administration has had 2.5 years to secure our border. They have failed and refused to do that.
Republican State Representative David Spiller of Jacksboro is among the members of the Texas House Appropriations Committee who voted to spend an additional $1.5 billion for the state to expand its border wall. Governor Greg Abbott has been posting video on social media showing the state's construction efforts to keep migrants from entering the state. But opponents of the state's border wall, including Jaime Puente from the nonprofit group Every Texan, say it won't work.
I'm saying we should do it in an effective way, and spending $1.5 billion on a wall is not an effective way to do it.
U.S. Customs and Border Protection data show more than 1 million people have been detained in Texas during fiscal year 2022. Spiller and other state leaders also expressed concerns that nearly 170 people who've been detained at the southern border are on the FBI's terror watch list. Puente says the state should be working with the federal government and not waste state money.
We've spent about $10 billion on so-called border security, and yet there has been little evidence showing actual deterrence.
How do you know Texas is getting its money's worth? That this is, at the end of the day, really stopping people from coming over?
We've got to continue doing what we're doing, and thank goodness that we have, because it would be much, much worse than it is.
Lawmakers are also set to consider a bill filed by Representative Spiller making it a Class B misdemeanor for anyone to enter Texas illegally.
This bill is not about trying to incarcerate more people or detain more people. If we have folks here, we can turn them back to a port of entry and order them back across.
Opponents have criticized the legislation as a, quote, show me your papers law, but Spiller insists that's not the case and that there is a 2-year statute of limitations. Lawmakers are also set to debate a bill that would crack down on illegal stash houses and human smuggling. Karen?
All right, Jack, thank you very much.